Hello, friends. Last week, if you remember, we started a 2 week series called the Music Appreciation. Last week, we spoke about classical music and what are the points that we could look for when we are listening to a classical music concert. Today we are going to talk about how to better appreciate semi-classical and light music. A basic difference between classical and semi-classical and light music is in classical music it is what we call Rag Pradhan Sangeet, which means the main focus is a rag and to elaborate a rag. In which case sometimes, and of course I'm talking purely with respect to Hindustani classical music. So while elaborating the rag, sometimes we may not say the words very clearly because it is classical music and because the main focus is on elaborating the rag. So the words sometimes get relegated to a secondary level of importance. But that is not the case in light music. So that's the fundamental difference. In light music or in semi-classical music, words are of paramount importance because it is sure it could be based on a rag. The tune of a semi-classical or a light music composition would be based on a rag, but the idea or the aim is not to elaborate the rag but to express the mood of the words present in the composition. So keeping that fundamental difference in mind between classical and other genres of music, what are the points that we are looking for when we are listening to semi-classical and light music? First and foremost, like I said, words. So when we talk about words, how well the singer expresses the words and expresses it in a way in which it actually touches your emotion. So for example, if he is expressing a mood of joy through the words, so you also feel joyful, you automatically smile. On the other hand, when the singer expresses a mood of sorrow and he expresses those words so effectively that automatically tears start rolling down your cheeks. So if these things happen, that means the singer is really expressing the words in the most appropriate manner. And that experience really makes your listening it takes your listening to a much more higher level, basically. So that is one thing that you can definitely say, that it was the way the singer expressed the mood or the different moods that really touched your heart. Second thing is voice modulation. Voice modulation is a very interesting concept. It is more used in light music because, like I said, it is more word oriented, meaning words are important, and so depending on words, you may modulate your voice. So if it's like an angry tone, you keep a forceful voice. If it's a soft tone, you keep like a very melodious, a softer tone. Now mind you, when you do this, the idea is not to either suppress your voice or to sing too loud. These modulations have to happen using your breath. Of course, that's a different topic of discussion altogether. It's related to singing techniques basically. But just so you know, singing forcefully doesn't mean sing loud, because if that happens, it will hurt your ears. You will feel uncomfortable. It will sound harsh. And at the same time, if you need to express a softer mood, it doesn't mean that you have to suppress your voice, because then the mood is not expressed very clearly. So these are the things that you need to look for as a listener. That is the singer modulating the voice correctly? Or if the singer modulates it correctly, you actually can enjoy that particular composition even more. You know, like say if it's a patriotic song, for example, where you need like a real, like a very enthusiastic, जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा. That's like a real strong, forceful expression. On the other hand, if you have like a lullaby, धीरे से आ जा री अखियाँ में निंदिया आ जा री आ जा, धीरे से आ जा. So धीरे से आ जा, the word itself suggests that you have to actually sing a little bit soft there. So धीरे से आ जा. In fact, all those great singers from our Bollywood golden era, they were such amazing singers. That's why they are great, that they could modulate their voices so effectively depending on the mood of the song. So if you listen to the song Chhukar Mere Man Ko very carefully, the famous Kishore Das song, so he's actually sung it so softly, much softer than his normal voice. Chhukar mere man ko. So just touching your mind, right? Kiya tune kya ishara? What did you indicate? Chhukar mere man ko, kiya tune kya ishara? Badla ye mausam, लगे प्यारा जग सारा, छूकर. So if you listen to that whole song, Kishore Da has hardly opened up. He sung it in such a soft tone, so appropriate for that song. So that's the kind of modulation that you need to look for when you are listening to songs. And that is where it's very important to listen to words. Listen to the words very carefully when you are listening to light music or semi-classical music. it's very important that you listen to the words very carefully. And when the time of modulating a particular word happens, or when it comes, you suddenly realize, oh wow, the singer has done this modulation so effectively, so appropriate for that particular word. So that's the significance of modulation. And a point that is kind of related to modulation is variations that a singer takes in a song. So if you take the example of Rafi Sahab, for example, he was like a master at modulation. So if he would sing romantic songs, he would modulate his voice in a different way or in a particular way. If he were to sing a patriotic song, his voice would sound different. If he were to sing a devotional song, his voice would sound different. If he were to sing a sad, melancholy song, his voice would be different. So that was the skill that he possessed. So you have to actually listen to the song very carefully and listen to some of those variations that the singer is trying to take and whether it is appropriate for that particular word. So this song from the movie Guide, Tere Mere Sapne. In fact, two songs from that movie that I would love to mention, both sung by Rafi Sahab. The one is मेरे तेरे दिल का तय था एक दिन मिलना, जैसे बहार आने पर तय है फूल का खिलना। ओ मेरे जीवन साथी, so साथी. So if a singer would sing like O mere jeevan sathi, now this is technically not wrong, the tune is right, but O mere jeevan sathi, sathi, so a little bit of modulation happens there, and then there is a well, he doesn't take any specific variation there, Rafi Sahab, but he just like modulates his voice in such a way that it actually feels like a variation, but it is not actually a variation. O mere jeevan sathi, tere mere sapne. And the other song from the same movie, Guide, Din dhal jaye haye raat na jaye. दिन ढल जाए हाय रात न जाए, तो न आए तेरी याद सताए. So सताए, याद सताए, दिन ढल. And in the last stanza of the song, there is a line that says, दिल के मेरे पास हो कितने, फिर भी हो कितनी दूर, तुम मुझसे मैं दिल से परेशान. So the way he says the word pareshan, it literally feels as if he himself is so disturbed. Pareshan. तुम मुझसे मैं दिल से परेशान, दो मजबूर, ऐसे में किस को कौन मनाए, दिन ढल जाए हाय. So when you listen to songs, casual listening is okay. I mean, the radio is playing and you're doing some work in the kitchen or just doing some chores, and then you just want some songs to be playing in the background. So it's okay to do that, nothing wrong with it. But then if you're to really enjoy a song, these are the things that you need to look for. You need to sit down and just close your eyes and just listen to these songs, and that experience just takes you to a totally different plane altogether. And of course, then because it is word oriented, the diction of words. Now, some words are very specific to that language, so if they are not pronounced accordingly, they don't sound that good, right? So words. So there are these words that are basically Urdu words like khud, gham, khushi, ghazal, for example. So if you don't say those words properly, it doesn't give you. So for example, if you say gum instead of gham, it sounds a little different. Gum. गम उठाने के लिए मैं तुझे जाऊं. So I mean, gum उठाने के लिए. So sometimes we jokingly say gum उठाने के लिए. Maybe he's trying to lift a gum to stick somewhere else, just to stick that thing in some place or the other. So gum उठाने के लिए, gum उठाने. So that's such an important thing, diction. So we need to listen for that. The right diction is so important when you listen to song. So these are some of the very important things that we have to look for when we are listening to light music or semi-classical music, thumri, and of course, it is the other very important aspect is when those songs are sung, you can only enjoy them if they are sung like semi-classical music or like light music, and not sung like a classical music song, because there are so many singers who are amazingly well trained in classical music, but when they sing semi-classical or light music, they are not able to separate the two genres. So their classical music training is so distinctly seen, which is not a bad thing. I mean, it's good to make out that the singer is classically trained, but that training should not impose on that genre. It should just be an add-on to semi-classical and light music. If you have classical training, the semi-classical and light music genres will sound so much better if the singer uses that classical music training just as an add-on. So for you as a listener, sometimes you don't enjoy a very famous classical music singer singing, even a bhajan for that matter, because it sounds too heavily classically inclined. So then you don't enjoy it. So at that time, maybe you can say that it was too classical and it was not. It didn't sound like a semi-classical or light music song. Although the tune was there, everything technical was right, but it didn't sound like a semi-classical song. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind also when you are listening to a semi-classical and a light music song. So finally, I would just want to say that let us try to make our listening a little more serious and not just casual listening. Because after all, isn't the goal of our life to have as many pleasurable moments as we can? And we all agree that listening to good music with our eyes closed can give us so much soulful pleasure. So why should we keep away from that experience? So it's very important that we listen or take our listening very seriously, and that encourages the performing artist also. Or even if you're listening to a CD or a YouTube video sitting in the comforts of your house, indirectly you're actually encouraging the artist. You're sort of promoting the artist by listening to his music. So I hope that you have listened to whatever I said very carefully and not casually, and I have tried to share all these that I shared in the last 2 weeks. They're all my experiences, and I sincerely hope that it will help all of you to listen to classical and semi-classical and light music with more attention, and thereby derive more pleasure and peacefulness within you. Thank you so much, and I will see you with something new next week. Stay well and happy listening.